Well, good morning, everyone.
Morning,
Bobby.
Good morning, Ed. How you doing, man?
You know, as you get older, people don't ask you that question anymore.
No?
Because have you ever watched by an older guy, older than me, of course, and you go, "How you doing?" Well, today it's my rheumatoid's acting up and this and that.
So instead, just say, "Hey, what's bugging you today, huh?"
Or just, "Good morning,"
Yeah,
and keep walking, or "Good afternoon." Yeah, don't say that. How you doing today? I mean, our market is our market. This is the way it's going to be for a while. Today's thing was about VA loan changes, which is a good positive thing for veterans. I still think it's a great time to buy. Rates have over the last week come back the other way, so they're better than they were, anywhere from a half to 3/4 than the high that we've seen. So that's better. That's positive. But we don't know where we're going with all the government's stuff that they're doing. This, and I'm not trying to get political, but Build Back Better and the Inflation Act that's supposedly fixing everything and making it worse. And we're going to, that means more inflation, more issues, more this. And so we have some stuff that's going to cause possibly the rates to go back the other way, because if this thing passes, it's really going to piss off everybody. That really are,
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, I know you're always very leery about bringing politics into it, but I guess as long as we're not taking sides, we can just say it is what it is, right? And people make bad policies. Well, it affects everybody except for them.
Right. The problem is you can't spend your way out of this inflation. Spending anything in right now is making it worse, not better. And I don't care who you are or what you're doing. There's no way you can tell me this. Go back to 70s. You can see that it changes. You can see how the only way to deal with this is to cut taxes, not raise taxes. And now they're trying to raise taxes.
Yeah.
And it's never worked before. So maybe this one time.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. I could say I could go down the rabbit hole real quick, man.
Let's get to the VA loan changes real quick. And because we might lose some people like we already did. So the changes that we have, basically VA came out. It was like back in June, and I saw it. I've told a couple people, but I never put it out there. And I want everybody to see it. So basically the VA came out with a new letter, and they were talking about the changes. So prior to this change, then this change was June 15, 2022. Vets could not pay for pest work. They could pay for the pest, report to have that ordered and looked at. Any type of pest work had to be done by the seller. Okay. Or you had to do the short form that said that there was no active pests. Now, with this new letter, basically they're saying that all right. So right here it says VA has authorized the local variants. Veterans may be charged for wood destroying pest inspection reports, which is already what we had, in a limited number of states and territories. Localities subject to termites and other wood destroying pests, however, are on the rise. According to VA requires this minimum property of the wood destroying blah, 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 located in these certain areas. And I'll show you that map in a second. Now, and very heavy. So this very heavy and moderate to heavy of termites, I guess it's really bad out there. They're identified. Also, if you keep going through this, it says veterans may also pay for repairs required to ensure compliance with that MPR that's up there, the minimum property report requirement. So are you following me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm following. All right. So the areas that we're talking about, can you see this? So it's the first two numbers, right? The first two here. So this part of the United States.
Yeah.
So pretty much everywhere except Oregon, Washington, parts of Nevada, and certain, all these other states in here I can't name off because I was never good at geography. So basically in our area now, vets can pay for the pest report and repairs, which is a positive thing because now there is no reason not to take a VA loan.
Yeah, absolutely.
At all. So what Dad's saying, this thing came out that said, hey, vets can pay for report and can pay for repairs in pretty much 2/3 of the United States.
Yeah. And actually there was a gentleman who came through with his client this last weekend in my open house, who was VA. And so I was telling him that, why the VA is so great. And, we talked a little bit about it. Right. But also mentioned the short form to him about the pest. And he's like, oh, okay. He had no idea.
A lot of people don't understand that you can use the VA short form because it's California. Everybody goes off of what the other people say.
Yeah. Because I was telling him, hey, look, man, house back on the market. So we have all the inspections done. he's like, is section 1 already repaired on the pest? And I said, no. I was like, so that's when I started explaining the short form.
So explain a little bit more. So it's on the pest report. There's a section 1 items that have to be done, and section 2 items that some of them have to be done, which a lot of people don't realize. Technically, it used to say that we didn't have to do any section 2. Well, anything on a pest report has to deal with health and safety. Like section 2 items would be the toilet is loose.
Yeah.
Right.
They're going to call that. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to fix that.
Yeah.
There's dirt up against the side of the house. Section 2 item has to be done. All right. So right now, what we're saying is you can have the pest report done and we have to provide it on VA. Now you can negotiate that the seller can pay or the buyer can pay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the positive thing.
Yeah.
Right. And the problem is if you do a pest report and you don't want to do the repairs, then you ask them to put a short form together. And I don't have the number with me, but and that you can just say there's no active pest at that time. And then you can deal with it yourself. I run into this a lot up in Tuolumne County.
Yeah. I know you've mentioned that a lot, obviously,
because termites are all over.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, right now, as we've said many times, this is like the magic window to start writing your VA offer. If you've been waiting, because we're looking October, November, we're really thinking rates are going to be softening up and people are going to be back in the market like crazy, and it's going to be really competitive, and it's always an uphill battle educating, not only agents, but sellers on the benefits of VA and how it's so different from, what you heard about 15, 20 years ago.
Right. It's a totally different loan, changed a couple of years ago in January. The Blue Water Act changed it. Not only did it change the VA loan, but there was some other stuff in there. But the most important thing is VA loans now go up to at least 1.5 million with no down. It can go higher than that, but I haven't seen anybody buying a 1.5 million house VA yet.
No,
but it could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could happen.
Hopefully I'm the first, man.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the first time I make as much as you on a transaction. Because the loan value, that's the thing about how we get paid. We get paid off the loan amount, not the sales price.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you saw Open Doors being sued.
I did. I didn't know if you want to talk about that or not.
I saw that yesterday. I brought it up. I have it on my iPad, but basically I think was it 60 some million?
63 million. Yeah.
Go ahead. You know everything.
Yeah. Well, so Open Door has obviously been undercutting all of us agents out there, trying to make it sound like they're going to, bring in a cash offer for you, get your house sold for the same price you would have, or even more than if you would have put it on the open market. And basically they're being sued for a deceptive advertising, which I think is totally accurate, because
I've seen their commercials. They haven't changed them. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
What do you want to close? Okay. Oh, you want to do cash? You have 15 days. You want to do this? Right.
Yeah. They're a joke. And I know, a lot of people have been burned by them. I know I can't say too much, but
they're being sued for 62. It's actually not being sued. It's a settlement.
Yeah, they agreed to pay the settlement, but they're disagreeing with the accusations, which I thought was kind of silly.
Well, of course they're going to not agree with it. I wouldn't agree with it if that's such a thing. And so that's one of the things that the disruptors don't understand in our market, right? In the housing side of it and the mortgage side of it. We're so regulated. We have so many government entities that are involved with every transaction we do, meaning that making sure that we don't, mess up with the client and this and that these people come in and they try to disrupt the industry.
Yeah.
And then this happens to them, right? This is, oh, well, I didn't know. You mean I couldn't say that you make as much on this and you don't? And that's not the way it is. But the politicians do that.
Yeah, that only works for them, man. But yeah, they do. They come in, they'll play loose and fast and not really know the ethics of the business.
Well, and just not understand that, and I'm not knocking them because this is not I actually found it under TechCrunch. I'm going to throw it on the screen real quick, just so people know what we're talking about. FTC slammed Open Door with a 62 million settlement over false advertising claims.
Oh, see, I was off by $1 million.
That's all right. So basically they were stating that you would make more money selling through them and getting somebody else, when in reality you made less. And people got upset about that. Well, any discount service, any service at all like that, you're going to make less than have it on the open market.
Exactly. Right. I mean, if there's zero competition, how do you really know what you were going to get for your house? Especially Open Door. I saw more and more listings by them in the last 12 months, and that's when the market was just insanely hot. Yeah. So I'm sorry. And
Just be careful. All we're saying is be careful. It doesn't always work the way that people advertise.
no, and if you read that fine print down there, it's saying that like here's the estimate of what your home's worth. It may be worth less, and obviously they're going to come in low,
Right.
and they're going to beat you up. And for the person who doesn't want to get their house market ready, they might just jump on it.
Go local, stay local, use local companies who know the market, who are there to help you. The other issue that comes up is there's another one that they sell your house for 2%. I forget the name of the company, but what they don't, if you don't read the fine print, it says if they get the buyer and seller, they'll sell your house for 2%. However, somebody else brings a buyer, you're going to be paying 5%.
Yeah.
Right. That's the fine print. Well, most of these agents who are part of this company are going to get somebody else on their team to write the buyer's offer. I'm not saying they all are going to, allegedly that's what could happen.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of locally, just kind of give you a plug. I have someone who's trying to write an offer right now on a listing of mine, and me and their agent have been trying like heck to get them to go with, and they keep wanting to go to these big people. And I'll tell you what, man,
I lost you from on my side. I must have a little. Keep going. You're good.
So I haven't found out if they're getting like a slightly better rate, but I'll tell you what, the offer they wrote, they're not going to be able to perform on because I've already talked to them, and they're saying that their escrow period is minimum 30 to 45 days. And I'm like,
what?
Are you kidding me? I was like, we got lenders in town that could do it in less than 15. They just got to wait on timeframes. So it's ridiculous. You're not getting a better bang just because it's a larger corporation or something. Go local.
And I'm not going to, I mean, I get a lot of people say, I got approved with Navy Federal. I mean, and I'm not knocking Navy Federal, but they have great car loans. It's like another golden one place in town. They do amazing car loans, but for mortgages, they're not the best.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful because they are not. And I was talking to somebody else about this yesterday on one of my other podcasts. And I was like, our industry, we've gotten it down to where we can get it done in 9 days. Right. We can't get it any sooner because of government regulation. When you sign your loan estimate, you can't sign your loan documents for 7 days. Right. So that means on the 8th day, I feel like this is church. You are able to go ahead and sign your loan documents. We can fund and then record the next day in Stanislaus County, unless it's on Friday or a holiday.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the issue, is we can get stuff done so much faster. A lot of these larger organizations who are marketing and you think they're amazing, they can't do it because they're just behemoths. Yeah, and they have certain things to go through their process and they can't get out of their own way.
Oh, and they have, I found this out yesterday. They have people for every step of the transaction where, a local guy like yourself is going to handle everything and hand it off to the underwriter.
Well, I talked to a client up front. I hand it off to my assistants through the process and the processor, and that they and I come back in, or if there's an issue all the way, but I oversee it. The difference, a lot of these people it's passed along. And if they don't get, some companies that want the person inside, once the appraisal's done and in, they don't work on your file anymore. And if you don't keep calling in, it might not move along because they get paid as soon as the appraisal's ordered or certain things. And
there you go. Yeah. Okay. That explains that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
So I'd still like to talk to them. I bet you I can help them. I bet you I can beat them.
Well, I'll give you the agent's name so you can talk to him.
Yeah. Is it somebody I know?
I don't know.
No. Anyway, and as we always do, we're talking VA loans. I also do a podcast called Helping the Brave, which has to do with veterans. Once you take the uniform off, if you're a vet and you want to have a story, we would or whatever your story is, or transitioning and whatever, if you're helping vets, we'd like to have you on the show. So reach out to me. You can just email me at ed@Parcaut, or you can just do Ed. You can text Ed to 33777, and that will contact me to get in touch with you.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm really thinking about saving this video and using it as something that we can send to agents when we write VA offers, right? That way they're kind of up to speed.
Yeah. There's no reason not to do a VA loan. First of all, VA loans doesn't have the mortgage insurance that FHA does, conventional does. So their payment, FHA and a VA, same everything, right? Their payment on VA is probably going to be $275 to $300 less a month. because of no mortgage insurance. Yes, there is a funding fee that's added on, not on monthly, unless you're a disabled vet of 10% or greater, and then you don't have that. And it's amazing how many disabled vets there are out there.
Yeah.
You just got to complain enough when you get
I can say, and you got to apply.
That's what
for
I
it.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to apply for it when you get out. If you get denied, just still apply.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know, my brother, he was a nuclear engineer, but I guess they had to carry some kind of coolant tanks, stuff like that. And he messed up his shoulder. And I think he's like 90% disabled. He had like 2 surgeries. So
I have another person that's even worse. He was diagnosed with sleep apnea while he was in. He's at 50%.
Really? Hey, probably gets free CPAS for life. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, he gets everything, money for his kids, money for everything.
Yeah.
The other thing is, what was weird was when I was in and I got out of boot camp and went to core school, our whole unit was going to be sent to East Coast billets, and a lot of us was supposed to go to North Carolina, Camp Lejeune. Have you seen the commercials about Camp Lejeune?
I have. I just didn't know if those were ambulance chasers or if
no. Basically, that's legit. The tanks were leaking out there, and it's really, there is some stuff. It's everywhere.
No kidding.
Yeah. So a lot of people, had issues from it. I was just like, thank God I got here. Top 3 people in the class got billets out here in California. 2 at Balboa and 1 at Camp Pendleton. I got to Camp Pendleton.
Man,
the other 2 people on Balboa, I'm like, no, I'll take Camp Pendleton. I'm good with that. Anyway, so enough about my story. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. My documentary starts dropping in the middle of the month. I'll start putting stuff out there so people can watch it. It's about, originally it was new rules of real estate, and it was a bunch of people, how they got into real estate and how they made money on it. And I talked about the mortgage stuff I always talk about, and now it's being released. And so we'll see what happens with that.
Nice.
Yeah. You can search my name later and I'll come under that DBA about having a film under my name.
Good for you.
Yeah, whatever.
No.
I don't know how much is on the cutting room floor or how much they used. I was on for an hour and a half. I'm sure they're not using the whole amount. So
hey, even if like 10 minutes,
hey, I was happy to be part of it. And it's funny. I showed somebody else the little thing, and my head comes up and goes back, and as they're talking about it, right, that it's coming out. I showed somebody, I'm like, see, I was on there, and they go, I didn't see on there. It's like, because I was in a jacket with a nice shirt and I didn't have a hat on. I was clean shaven.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that's you? Yeah, that's me. All right. I guess that was, so last thing, I just want to reiterate what we talked about today. 1, VA changes for the pest. VA buyers can now pay for not only for the pest report, but now can pay for the repairs of any pest work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to take a VA loan. Second thing we talked about is open door. Be careful who you go with. And I'm not knocking open door. I'm just saying, be careful whoever you sign with. Discount doesn't always work, right? You get what you pay for in life.
They have a one size fits all formula which, I mean, we have hyper local markets, so you're always going to be better served by an agent with experience in that market. We're always going to get you more money for your home.
There you go.
Yeah.
And for everybody who came in and came out and still here, we appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And if you like what we do here, just follow. Like I always say, Bobby, thanks for being here today. And Bobby and I will see you back on Thursday.
All right, everyone, have a great day.
Yeah. It might get a little warm out today. I'm not sure.
Oh, of course, it's the artwork day for me. So.
Oh, no, thank you.